author of beverage for this menu. You have 4 minutes. Okay, sure. Start.
Okay, we have some canapé, 2 canapés, seems like from Spain, so that I would love to have some like a shade, like Fino style, like Bardespino, so that the Bardespino is made in Andalusia, so it goes very well with the calamari, and also we have some good Spanish chorizo, so that this kind of food pairing is very classic, so I would love to have some shade from Bardespino, Fino shade. And then for starter, we have some like ceviche, pulpo de olivo, and tartar de atún. And it seems like these dishes are also from like Spanish region. And first of all, like ceviche, it seems like from South America. So we would love to have some like fresh, vibrant white wine from like a Lake Valley, like Sauvignon Blanc, so that it goes very well with the some like clams and some like peppers, and it goes very well with some like sliced octopus as well, so that we really have a good quality Sauvignon Blanc from Chile. And then tuna tartar, it doesn't go well with the white wine, so that instead we would love to have like some fresh style of red wines, like Pinot Noir from a Hokkaido region, so that Hokkaido is now very known for Pinot Noir, and we have very good quality Pinot Noir, which is very vibrant and fresh and food-driven, so that it goes very well with the this kind of dishes. And then second starter, we have some like meaty dishes and two fishy dishes, and we have a nice king crab starter and pan-fried scallops, so that actually this is from Isle of Skye, from like Sauternes, and so it has lots of like minerality, like almost like iodine-like minerality, so that we should have some like a Tarisca as well, but Tarisca is too strong, so maybe we could serve it with soda, like a fresh style, so that it goes very well with the these pan-fried scallops. And also we should have some good, very good quality Chardonnay from France. Not France, from Japan, like Toyama region, Sage Farm Chardonnay. So king crab and some like king crabs are very well known in Toyama prefecture, and this is served with kombu and yuzu. So Japanese Chardonnay goes very well with this kind of dish. And then main dish we have some barramundi, marron, and Tasmanian Pacific oysters. This seems like a fishy dishes as well. So we should have like really good quality like sparkling wine, one from England, like Kent region. We should have good quality sparkling wine from like 19 bar, no vintage. This is very well known sparkling wine from UK, and it has a very vibrant and creamy texture. Also, it has some like creamy minerality to it, so that you can enjoy this with fried oysters. And if possible, I would love to serve like this 19 bar like free flow, so that the customers enjoys with some like canapé and first starter and even second starter as well. And then we should have some like good quality red wines, beef dumplings and grilled sausage and some like traditional braai we have here, and chicken curry as well. So talking about chicken curries, we should have some like spicy like white wine, like from like Alsace, like Gewürztraminer with some like spicy food, such a classic matching. So we should have some this kind of like aromatic grape variety with white wine. And then red wines, we should have some like a Cabernet Sauvignon from I would say from a Bordeaux, very classic one, like Boyer, Chateau Doisy. It goes very well with the beef dumplings, and Doisy is made in biodynamic way, so that it shows like pure, like good terroir drinking style, so that it goes very well with the nice texture of beef dumpling.
Thank you very much. Here are 2 tables of customers. They would like to ask you something. Sure. You have 12 minutes.
12 minutes
for this. Yes. Okay, start.
Good evening. Welcome to our restaurant. How can I help you today?
Yes. May I have a bottle of Chateau Doisy Vedrines 2013?
This is a salad.
And to serve it
Sure. So we have Chateau Doisy Vedrines, which is 2002, made from a Semillon sweet wine. So Chateau Doisy Vedrines is from a Val Reserve region from Sauternes, and this is second classification, and they always make such a great, fantastic Sauternes, like sweet wines from both types of grape. And then now this is very very cold, but normally in our restaurant we serve like sweet wines as an aperitif. So that this freshness and Swedish flavors gives you like nice attractions. So you will really love this fresh Sauternes. The coffee is very good condition. May I taste the wine? The wine is very good condition. This is good. And the reason why I serve this sweet wine with these small glasses because it shows good like purity and freshness, so that I don't use these big ones. So this is the reason why I would love to enjoy this wine.
Would you please recommend an appetizer and a main dish to go with this wine?
Sure. For talking about appetizer, I'd love to serve you some like a foie gras, but like foie gras can like.
Sorry, I don't care so much for it.
You don't care, so okay, that's no problem. So that then I'd love to serve you some like a fresh fruits. Now you know Japan is very well known for fresh fruits, and we have good quality of kinkan. So that we'd love to serve you kinkan, but not like just cut it and serve it. We'd love to marinate it with some like wine vinegar, like white wine vinegar, so that you can enjoy the sweetness of kinkan and some like nice fresh acidity of wine vinegar, so that you really enjoy it. Thank you. So do you have any questions so far? And well, actually, talking about the main course, I'd love to serve you some like white meat, like fish pork, served with some like a creamy polenta with white truffles oil, and with touch of like a blue cheese, like a gorgonzola dolce. So that this is classic pairing, like gorgonzola with some like sweet wine. But now this is I think too cold for main dish, so that I will keep an eye on the temperature control, so that when you have a main dish, you will enjoy this Sauternes in a different way. So this is my suggestion. Do you have any questions? Okay, please enjoy it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could you please decant and serve us a bottle of Clos du Val Cabernet Sauvignon 2012?
we have only vintage 2011 Clos du Val Cabernet Sauvignon from Stax District. If you don't mind, you can serve this beautiful red wine. 2011 is such a great vintage as well, so you can enjoy it. Thank you. Well, this is 2011. It's still young vintage, so I love to use some like bigger decanter so that it could get more aeration, so that you can enjoy the full complexity of this wine. The cork is very good condition. May I taste some wine, sir? Why is it fantastic condition?
I have several questions.
Sure.
Where did this wine rank in the judgment of Paris that was held in 1976?
Can I hear you again?
Yes. Where did this wine rank position in the judgment of Paris that was held in 1976?
1976. This Clos du Val Cabernet Sauvignon from Stax District, I think it was ranked at third position.
What was the red wine that was ranked first?
First one is a Stax wine series. So that it actually this wine comes from the same region, but a different producer. But this wine is also showing really good terroir from Stax.
Who was the winemaker of the red wine that finished in first place?
Well, I don't remember the name of his name precisely, but I think he comes from Poland, so he has a Polish origins.
Yes, please. And who was the key figure in the organization of the Judgment of Paris?
It took place by Steven Spielberg. He is a decanter. He's got prize from a decanter one of the year this year.
Okay, that was my second question, so good. Who founded the historic Buena Vista Winery? Who founded the historic Buena Vista Winery?
Buena Vista Winery. Oh, there.
Okay. What mountain range separates the Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley?
Well, it should be a Mayacamas Mountains.
What is the IPOB movement?
It stands for in-pass rate of balance, made from some winemakers from Napa Valley.
And finally,
So what is your question?
The last one?
we have one wine. I would like you to take the glass here. And I've got a few questions to ask you regarding this wine. When you've tasted it, I would like you to tell us what do you think about this wine?
What do I think about
Shall I ask you the question? Is it oxidized? Is it a good producer? And why? And finally, how do you recommend this wine to a customer who is not used to test wine like this? If you want me to repeat the question, I can.
No, I think that's how do you want?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. May I taste this? Well, I think this is very, very good Korean wine. It shows some like slightly oxidized flavors, but this is a way of making this wine. This is, I think, made in an oxidated condition, so that you might be able to get some like oxidized flavor, which you might not like. But this is the style of this winemaker, and this is the style of this wine. And I think that this is very good Korean wine, and I would love to have this kind of wine like by the glass. And this type of wine, it goes very well with the lots of types of dishes. So that, for example, this kind of wine goes very, very, very well with the, some like tapas dishes, for example. So this is, I think, good Korean wine. And also, talking about the appearance, it shows nice clarity and star brightness. So it doesn't show any signs of oxidative or like faulty wine. So I think this should be this condition should be good. And yeah, I think this is a style of wine. So I think it comes from lower Paris, like Champagne, made by I think some like natural wine producers. So do you have like any more questions or? So, well, talking about this wine, I think maybe some customers are not familiar with this kind of style of wine, so that we should educate ourselves, like to know about the history or.
There is 2 glasses of drink, and please give us a full comment, and then explain the difference of this wine, include the profile producer and their concept. May I repeat? Okay, you have 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay.
Start.
As wine number 1, the appearance still has a good medium plus ruby color, showing like some vivid brightness. It has some touch of like a purple reflection to them, so probably useful. No sentiment and apparent gas, and viscosity seems like a medium plus with moderate grapes. The nose is clean and healthy, and the first impression is really open and intriguing with some like juicy, bright red fruit characters such as like red cherry and cranberries. And also it has some touch of like a violet flower notes coming through, which gives nice freshness. And it shows some like a sweet exotic spices like cloves. And also it has some like a touch of like vanilla or like cacao notes coming through, so it has some occasion here, but it looks like you dominated, probably 10 to 20%. After aeration, it shows more complexity and minerality. It has some touch of like a clay-like energy coming through, which is a big part of this one. The first attack is medium plus and dry, with bright, juicy red fruit expression, which gives nice luscious and suave mouthfeel. The volume of alcohol is about 30%, and the pure and vibrant acidity makes persistent structure with good depth, with nice focus, so that I can see good winemaking here. The tannin is quite polished, so that it makes soft quite long for 8 to 10 seconds with touch of like savory spices coming through, which comes from good terroir, I think. So this is a wine from Burgundy, I think Pinot Noir, AOC Chateau Doisy Vedrines 2014. Drink it now, but I said for 3 to 5 more years, no need to decant it. And I will serve it at 16 to 18 degrees with a big-sized barrel-shaped glass to enjoy the full complexity of this wine. And to enjoy this wine with food, I would recommend some like a roasted duck served with some like confiture de quince with some like black pepper, so that the delicate texture of this wine goes very well with the bready flavor and delicate texture of a roasted duck. Or you can simply enjoy this wine with some Japanese food like a soy sauce marinated tuna would be good. And wine number 2. The appearance, it has a good medium plus ruby color showing like vivid star brightness. It has some like purple reflections is probably useful. No sediment and apparentness, and viscosity seems like a medium with gentle length. Nose. The nose is clean and healthy, and the first impression is pretty open and pretty expressive and quite elegant with some like fresh, like really fresh, vibrant red cherry, red cranberries, with such like herbal notes coming through, which is a big part of this wine, like thymes and some like sage. And also it has some like orangish, like zesty notes coming through, which gives nice complexity and bitterness. And it shows some like a orange blossom notes coming through, so it gives nice fresh aroma. And after aeration, it shows more complexity and minerality. It doesn't have like a strong like oak influence, so that this wine has seen some oak aging, but it's not like new oak dominated, probably 10% or even like big old barrels. The palate. The first attack is medium plus and dry, with juicy, vibrant, vivid fruit expression, which gives nice refreshing and succulent atmosphere. The volume of alcohol is about 10.5%, and the delicate and elevated acidity makes lingering lively structure with pure fruits subtle expression with nice openness and tension. And the tines are very, very polished and refined, so that it makes a almost like soft and velvety texture, which is very, very integrated. And the finish is quite long for 8 to 10 seconds with juicy, vibrant red fruits expressions coming through. So this is a wine, I think it comes from Bordeaux, Bourgogne as well, made from Pinot Noir, AOC Bordeaux. AOC Bordeaux, vintage 2014. Drink it now, but no, actually I think this is from Chambord Music, and this is from the same producer, but the same vintage 2014. Drink it now, but for 2-3 more years, no need to decant it. I will serve it at 14 to 16 degrees with a medium-sized barrel-shaped glass to enjoy the purity of this wine. And to go with this wine, I would like to serve you some like a wagyu beef carpaccio, served with some like croissant with spicy mustard mayonnaise sauce, so that you can enjoy the purity and delicious expression of this wine, and also the tannic, actually not tannic, but a sweet, soft tannin structure gives nice spiciness to the dish, so that you can enjoy the pairing of this wine. Or you can simply enjoy this wine with some like fresh cheese from Burgundy, like a langoux, like fresh langoux, goes very well with this kind of wine. So these wines are from the same producer, but different appellation. Number 1 is from Chateau Doisy, and number 2 is actually AOC Bourgogne. So this is village wine. So that I think number one has more aging potential. And wine number 2 is more like fruit-driven style, so that I can see the same philosophy of winemaker. I think he or she would like to show some like purity of fruit with some like terroir-driven, so that these wines, wine number 1 and wine number 2, shows really, really good quality and winemaking and terroir. So these are very, very good quality wine. And talking about wine number 2, when I would like to serve this wine with some wagyu beef carpaccio, I'd like to serve it slightly chilled, probably 12 degrees, so that you can enjoy this type of wine with an appetizer. these are very universal wines. You can enjoy these wines in any occasion, in any types of restaurant. So that, for example, wine number one, we could enjoy this wine in like autumn or even winter time because of the complexity. And also wine number two, this is more fruit-driven style, so that you can enjoy this type of wine in the coming springtime or even summertime.
審査と準備の時間のために少しお時間